So Moshe asked us a question. We won't say which Moshe, because we have many Moseses here, but not the Moses, the Moshe. Ask us a question. He says, a person does an Averah, does something he's not supposed to be doing, and then he feels bad about it. And because he feels bad about it, he doesn't want to pray to Hashem, because he doesn't want to feel like a hypocrite, because he says, Hashem doesn't want to hear me. And how should I ask for Hashem to help me when I just did it? What should I do and why do we do it, right? Is that your question, Moshe? Okay. The answer is very simple. We, the Kabbalah tells us, are a little source of livelihood that HaKadosh Baruch Hu put into us that generates life. There is such thing that it's called klipa, husk, leeches, that come on and leech into anything that is holy and derive their livelihood out of it, and by doing so, what gives us the livelihood is the kedusha, the holiness that is inside of us, this little seed of holiness that is inside of us, and that generates tremendous amount of power, vitality to go on. The parasites come and leach in onto it, and then suck out all the livelihoods from what is holy to the point that we stop existing, and then it takes over, so we become completely tameh. Besides that little sesame seed of holiness that always stays inside of us. That's what causes us to do the averot. There is a little opening in our protective shield, in our surrounding light, that allows those spiritual parasites to come in. If you go to, for example, in hospitals, there are sometimes, or many times in hospitals, delivery rooms and so on and so forth, they can do a surgery in the room because they have in the doorpost, there's a little opening there that changes pressure. So if you come in with anything, the change of pressure makes all the bugs, so-called, fall, and then it can actually do operations that it can give birth in rooms. So pay attention in hospitals. There's a little gap in the doors. That is a protective shield. We generate by the mitzvot that we do, by the actions that we do, with the thoughts that we have, we generate a protective shield around us that does not allow the spiritual parasites to come in. The best shield protector is not the Sloman shield, it is the Torah shield. When you learn Torah, that creates a protective shield around you. As I told you yesterday, my son told me, he says he feels that when he's around people or observing people who are Torah-oriented, they have more simcha in them, more joy in them, because they know what they're there for. So if they go to Sheva Brachot or they go to a wedding, there's a tremendous simcha of Bnei Torah there because they know what to do. They're focused. They know what to do. Now they're happy. So when you have Torah in you, you have more time to even be sameach. You're truthfully happy because you know why you sameach for. The Torah gives you this protection from being confused. When you don't learn Torah, you're like a person who was blindfolded and spun around, and then you remove this thing and he just doesn't know where to go. Because those spiritual parasites create a vertigo effect into your equilibrium of your spiritual being. You're not balanced. That's why balance is a spiritual effect. A person who is balanced spiritually he can go somewhere. If you are not balanced, you're tipping from this side to another, you're not going to be able to go much further. So when those parasites actually penetrate your shield, nice to see you finally. When those parasites penetrate into you, they create an imbalance into you. It's an intruder. And then you do your averah. Then you do your sin. You became vulnerable. Something in you snaps. You do what you did. You fell. Now you need to have an immune system. The immune system is, I need to bring up my temperature. Like I have a virus or a bug inside of me. When I get a temperature, increases the body temperature, usually it fights. When you have a temperature, the indication there is something is going on in your body. Your body is fighting something. That temperature comes through one thing at that moment. Either completely immersing yourself into strong learning or praying to God. That prayer, listening Moshe carefully, that prayer is a enhancer of your temperature. But the Yetzer Hara, that virus inside of you, does not want you to take these antibiotics. It's sitting right here. It hurts your throat. You can't swallow. You have strep this big in your throat. You can't swallow. So if you did an Averah at that moment, you need to wash your hands and pray to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. At that moment, Ribono Shel Olam, I failed. I cannot do this. Help me. Give me the power and the courage to overcome what entered inside of me. At that moment, you pray. Not only the HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you. He wants you. He begs for you to pray for him. He'll help you. When you do an Averah, why aren't you praying to me? I'll help you. He who comes to purify himself gets help. He gets a special heavenly support. So you need to pray. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you to pray. And he will help you. By doing so, you abolish those parasites that penetrate into you. Immediately after you pray, do some issue of mitzvah, make a bracha on something. She'akol niya bidvaro. And sit down and learn Tehillim, learn Chumash, learn something, learn Mishnah. If you sit down and you learn one Mishnah, it will help your neshama. Mishnah, neshama, the same letters. So if you did an Averah immediately, you know what to do. Wash your hands to purify yourself. Pray to God. Pray, Ribono Shel Olam. You don't have to stand Shmoneh Esrei. Say, Ribono Shel Olam, help me. Pray to God. Say a bracha she'akol. Say something. Say a bracha. And learn something immediately. Either halacha, or Mishnah, or anything. Something small that would stay with you immediately and move on. And you'll see that slowly, the parasite will nubble. Because if you continue doing so, you become aware. And then you need to sit down and say, how did I get to the stage? What were the stages in which I have taken that allowed me, that led me to fall down? It's like a person, every time he would walk into a place, he would forget that there's a bump, he will bump his head. How many times you need to bump your head before you're going to duck, before you to come there? So you need to sit down. If you fell down and you stumble, you need to stand and you need to evaluate, what were the stages that I took? What were the steps in which I have taken that allowed me to stumble here? So you know, once you're going on the steps, you're going to, at that moment, help me stop it. I don't want to go there. And you won't go there. So if you have a problem with the internet, put filters on your internet. Because the filters on the internet change all your Google settings to, privacy, whatever, whether you make it onto the highest level. So you do search, you don't need to say all of a sudden, you put, you get chava before the sin. Put all your settings to the highest. Filters on the internet are filters for your soul. Do it before you stumble, not after you stumble. Feel the bump over your head because you already did it. Feel the bang on your head before you banged it. So you know to bend down. You need to detour. Bob away. You don't want to come to the fist all the time. The Yetzer will come in, punch you. Eventually you need to go like that. And learn how to defend yourself. And then you attack. It's a spiritual battle. And you have to understand, why do you sin? Because every time you sin, it takes another piece of you, another piece of your heart, another piece of your neshama. Every time you do an Averah, you give more koach to a spiritual parasite. It's like a tapeworm that grows inside of your stomach. One day it's going to take all over, it's going to eat your whole insides. That's exactly what it is. So don't do it. And if you did it, you know now what to do. Have a great day.